Hello everyone, T-Money here with the second video in our series of improving the tanks in Final Fantasy XIV. Now, we're talking about Warrior this time. And I know what you're thinking. How do you improve Warrior? Well, honestly, there's not much you can do. There's three, potentially four changes that I would like to see coming into Warrior for 4.0. Number one is we're going to be talking about flat across the board. I've talked about this in Paladin video, but I'm going to say it again. I would love to see the aggro combo be the equivalent to the lowest potency combo in your DPS combos. Basically, your Butcher's Block combo should be the same potency as Path. Reason being, you'll be able to hold aggro if you're the main tank, and you're not losing DPS as an off tank. So this is going to help out a lot in terms of getting more tank DPS out and enabling main tanks, off tanks to not be in a situation where we're fighting over aggro because of DPS. So that's going to be the first change I would like to see. Second change, we're going to talk about Fractured. Right now it's probably one of the most unused skills for warriors, depending on the warrior. Some might use it more, some feel that it's only worth using under Berserk. And there's a couple of good reasons for that. One, it's a 100 potency attack. Two, the dot is only 20 potency. So if we buff that dot to 40 and reduce the TP by 60, which is another issue, an 80 TP cost for a low potency attack and a low potency dot, we're going to start seeing it used more and get more use out of the skill. Alright, final change that I would absolutely love to see is to Home Gang. As it is right now, Home Gang is a relatively decent skill. Keeps you from dying, does all that other wonderful stuff. But outside of that, it's got a very annoying not animation lock, but a lock into place. So when you use it, like I just did, you're locked into place. You cannot move, you cannot do anything. So if you need to move the boss, for whatever reason, you're just stuck in place. You're stuck in place and you can't move. Which, if you need to move the boss for mechanics or whatever else, it just ruins the point of home gang in the first place. So if you're in a bad situation and you need to home gang, well, you need to move the boss, well, you might have just wiped the raid. That being said, however, it should still prevent knockback, but you should be able to move around. Nothing else needs to change. You can stay at 180 seconds with the 6 seconds, because buffing that and being able to move around, buffing that time, you'd have to increase the cooldown timer. So it can stay at 6 seconds with a 180 second cooldown. Final change depends on what they do with it, but Foresight, something needs to be done. It's not I don't want to say it's a great cooldown. I don't want to say it's an entirely shit cooldown. It's certainly better than nothing. But it definitely needs something better, because all it does right now is increase your defenses by 20%. It doesn't actually mitigate damage. So if you open up your character, and right here is the amount of damage taken by physical attacks. Obviously, the higher the value, the better. But I've found that really doesn't mean much. And so what we can do is pop Foresight here, and I gain maybe like 500 total defense. We have 2,749 right now. Without it I have 2,291. That's not a lot. So if they're going to keep it where it buffs what your armor provides, it needs to have a lot more actual percentage increase. That being said, we are getting Rampart and Shadowskin rolled into the same skill into the cross-roll system. So maybe they're just going to do away entirely with it. Who knows? But something definitely needs to happen to it. So yeah, that's really it. There's not much you can do to improve this job. They've pretty much hit all the wickets for this job to be an excellent tank and be able to do high amount of damage, high amount of threat, a high amount of main tanking and mitigation. So there's really not much you can do to make this job any better than it already is. That being said, if you have any ideas, please be sure to leave a comment below. Also, if you liked this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. And so, until next time, take care.